If you're wondering about all that noise, it's to bring the residents out so they can take tickets for illegal parking. If they don't appear in time, the vehicles will be towed away, and in come the tow trucks. Now, this is a Quezon City LGU operation. The driver for this vehicle has already come out, so he's being issued a ticket. The violation is only 350 peso, but in a couple of months that will increase to 2,000 peso. If you hear all that honking, it's the tow trucks. Part of the requirement is that they let residents know they're here and give them a chance of taking a ticket before being towed away. And the driver for this one has also come out, so he'll just take a ticket and then be told to move the vehicle. Now, while there is a driver for this one, it's not working. It cannot be driven. So they're bringing in the tow truck now, and they'll actually be taking this away as an obstruction in the road. And further down the road, they just issued tickets to these tricycles for being parked here. And same thing with this car over here. Issue a ticket, there's a driver, so no need to tow it. And right now they're paying attention to these two cars here. Obviously there's no sidewalk remaining, and you'll see further along the road they've already picked up this van and tricycle. Again, illegal parking or obstruction. This tricycle driver just arrived, parked on the sidewalk, and they're asking him, what are you doing? You can't park there. Imagine, right in front of enforcers also. And over here you'll see they picked up this owner type Jeep. Again, there is signage available, and one more being taken away here. And on another road here now, they're looking at this vehicle obstructing what should be the sidewalk. If you look at these parking lines, there's a reason why they end there. Actually, they should probably end somewhere over here, but this is meant to be a sidewalk for pedestrians. The problem is they create these spaces and only a compact car could fit in that space, or maybe motorcycles. But as a car owner, it's your responsibility to make sure you do not obstruct the sidewalk.
Mapapansin po natin all over Metro Manila, isang problemang malaki, parking space. Sa gabi, pasyalan mo ang mga kalye, nakapark ang mga sasakyan sa kalye. Okay, now, we have a suggestion to the mall owners. And this is a suggestion also coming from Mayor Joy Belmonte. She will talk to the mall owners as far as Quezon City is concerned. Ang mga parking spaces ng mga mall, after the mall hours, bakante yan. Wala nakapark dyan. No, nakatiwangwang yan. And yet, it can be used as parking spaces for nearby residential areas. For example, dito sa Cubao, ayan yung Cubao, di ba? Andyan yung Cubao, andyan yung mga napakaraming parking spaces dyan. No? All we need is cooperation from the people. Lalakad lang tayo ng konti. Sa sa SM North, Bago Bantay, talamak, ang dami nakapark dyan. So, lalakad lang ng konti, safe pa yung kanilang mga sasakyan. No? Bakit? Ligtas na ligtas, may gwardiya. Dito sa mga kalye, ano nangyayari? Nagkakaroon ng mga nakawan, di ba? Nagagamit sa mga droga, di ba? Bakit? Nasa kalye, di ba? So, doon, restricted, may gwardiya. Nakatulong pa yung mga mall owners natin. No? So, sana po, yun, isasuggest po namin yan because we see that parking space ay napakalaking problema. Okay, meron nakasalang sa Kongreso ng no garage, no car policy. Kailan papapasa yan? Ilan na nabiling sasakyan, hindi pa pumapasa yan. No? At yun nga, kailangan natin ng parking space. Kaya malls, I think, makakatulong yan. Open your parking spaces after the mall hours until 7 o'clock. Let people park there.
So, would you also suggest overnight parking?
Oh, nasa kanila yun. Na, basta...
Pero operationally, how would you convince the malls? Agree to that? Kasi meron din silang sarili nilang, kumbaga parang setup for overnight parking.
Nagkakagulo na nga tayo sa parking dito. Hindi pa sila tumulong. Nakatiwangwang lang yung mga parking space nila. Di ba? Wala namang mawawala sa parking space eh. Di ba? Kikita pa sila. Pero, wag yung malaking minimal lang. Di ba? Because, the parking problem...
Can you give a number?
Ng
your definition of minimal?
5 piso, 10 piso, bakit hindi? Bakit? Hindi mo sila kumikita din ng during midnight, di ba? Wala naman silang kita doon. Ito, kikita sila. Pero, hindi yun ang dapat nila tingnan. Dapat nila tingnan yung nakatulong sila to clear the roads. Night parking, makikita mo, ito, katulad to, na maliwalas, Pero, sa gabi, makikita mo na naka-double parking. Di Di ba? Ay, paano kung nasunugan dito? No? Na malimit nangyayari. Hirap na hirap yung mga bumbero makapasok dahil nakahalang yung mga sasakyan. Pangalawa, safety na rin ng mga residente yun. No? I think ang kailangan natin makumbinsi yung mga residente, ito, na walking a few meters, no? Good for the health.
When it comes to one-side parking, it's usually only found on the smaller residential streets. And what happens is the barangay will come up with a traffic plan and they'll say, okay, this street's going to be one-side parking, and then this road will be one way, this road will be one way, and then they submit it to the city and it either gets approved or denied. And the reason why they offer one-side parking is to try and deal with residential parking, especially those who don't have a garage. But based on what the attorney was saying a few moments ago, they might be reassessing those plans that the barangays have submitted and then reconsidering whether one-side parking should be allowed or not. They're trying to get the attention of the driver of this vehicle. It's unattended right now. Okay, driver's come out, so they'll issue a ticket, send him on his way. Again, this is one-side parking, so it's okay on that side, not okay here. And over here, they're looking at these two vehicles. Obviously, no more sidewalk left for pedestrians. Oh, it's so windy and rainy. Although the rain never really shows up on camera. Anyway, they're speaking to this guy now, asking him to remove his barbecue from the sidewalk. When this road floods, everyone will blame the government instead of those who are throwing their litter on the floor and clogging up the sewers. It looks like the driver might have just come back, so they should be able to issue him a ticket without towing it. Dexter just came in now and spoke to the towing crew, and this is the thing you have to be careful about. Don't let the towing crew take control of the operation. It should always be the authorities, the enforcers, who take control. So he's telling them it will not be towed because as a driver, just issue a ticket.
Illegal here? Yeah, it's illegal. Even obstructed the parking for the pedestrians. I don't know that. And when I reserved the hotel, they told me it's free parking here. That's what they told me. That's why I parked here. So I don't know. Do you have the license? Yeah. Have to issue a ticket for your violation? The hotel is responsible for that. Yeah, it's responsible, but as a driver, you have the responsibility also to be issued the ticket because you're the one who violated it. Yeah, I know. No problem. If I make a mistake, I will. Okay, no problem. But the problem, the hotels themselves.
Yeah, we will also write a letter to the hotel that they should not allow.
Yeah, you should do that.
This lines up with what I said earlier about establishments that make it look like it's okay to park, but ultimately as a driver it's your responsibility to always know you're not allowed to obstruct the sidewalk. 3,000 peso penalty, illegal parking obstruction. When they said they were going to ticket these vehicles here, I was confused at first because it really looks like a parking area. But then you have to wonder, well, where's the pedestrian space? Because over there is private property and they're using it for the restaurant and parking and things like that. And then over here you'll see the building, you know, blocks off. So that's definitely appears to be a private area. So the sidewalk must be here. But for sure, if you're a driver, this is super confusing. So yeah, something that again needs to be addressed. So it's fair to everybody. In fact, just a little bit further along from that area, look at this, it's clearly a sidewalk. It looks like a sidewalk. It has the raised curb to prevent vehicles from coming up here. So that's the problem when private companies or private establishments, business owners adjust the curb, adjust the sidewalk and make it look like a private parking area. Over here is a modernized beep jeepney. They said it couldn't be done. You couldn't have modernized jeeps, but they're in operation. So further along Aurora, they're speaking to some of the property, I don't know owners, but those who are in charge of the properties along here. And they're telling them that it might be possible that this parking area would be converted to a loading unloading area, so that when people come down from the train, the LRT, they can immediately load onto a jeepney instead of what happens right now where the jeepneys actually block the road itself. And right now they're looking at these tents that are being used to sell items. I guess it's an extension of that shop over there, but it becomes very confusing because where does the private land end and the public land or government property begin? It's very, very confusing in this area. But from what they're saying, this is actually government property, this section here. They are taking this stuff into the shop here, so I guess it is an extension. So they have the shop property, then the tables over there, and then more tables and tents over here. So yeah, anyway, they're complying. There's no argument. They're clearing it now. This shop over here actually has some affordable sneakers They're used, but in pretty good condition. And a pair of genuine sneakers that have been used will probably last you much longer than a cheap pair of fake sneakers that are brand new. So yeah, if you're coming along Aurora, you might want to check the shop out. There goes another impounded vehicle. There's a deposit enforcer at the front over there looking for the drivers of these two vehicles, parked partially on the sidewalk, partially in the road. They want the drivers to come out, take their tickets and move the vehicles.
Nasa sidewalk na po. Ito, violation na po ito, sir. Oo nga. Huwag niyo na po tignan nyo yung mga signage dyan, sir. Actually, dito pa lang, sir, may violation na po tayo. Obstruction of sidewalk. Wala po tayong warning, sir. Actually, binibigay na po natin sa tao yung sidewalk, sir.
Na may one side.
Naku, wala po tayong warning dito, sir. Actually, binigyan na po kayo ng mga barangay dito, umiikot dito, na sinasabi na kayo. Hindi wala na po kami concern, sir. Ang concern po namin is implement na po natin yung sidewalk. I-clear na po natin. Ticket lang po, sir. Lisensya lang po, sir.
And this jeepney over here is being ticketed for loading, unloading. There's a big sign up there, no loading, unloading anytime. So they just guided that lady away from the corner. What happens is a lot of people stand here and then try and flag down a jeepney. Stops on the corner, nobody else can make the turn. So that's something else they're talking about how they can fix. They're now in Gilmore and there's parking on both sides with just a narrow space in the middle. This is going to be ticket galore. It looks like the enforcers are having a challenge with some drivers, but I'm sure they'll hand over the license soon enough. On this side, not so much resistance. The drivers are handing over their license without any argument. So they issued a bunch of tickets, went to deal with something else, came back, and there's a lot of cars parked here again on the sidewalk, even on the corner. This one just moved forward. Of course, parking on corners is a no-no. Parking on the sidewalk is a no-no. So they're asking for the license so they can issue a ticket. This driver keeps driving forward, refusing to hand over his license. Hopefully this isn't going to be a big deal. But a problem with the argument, even if it was only 5 minutes, 10 minutes, where would the pedestrians going to go? They're going to have to walk in the road, and it's already raining. So there's an increased chance that drivers won't see them, and instead they're going to get hit. So they're really asking, please surrender the license so a ticket can be issued. Okay, there you go, license, issue ticket, send him on his way.